Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Stacey Robbins. We're already 2 days into 2013 and a few babies in the Peace region didn't want to miss any of it. This year's New Year's babies were welcomed at area hospitals shortly after the ball dropped at midnight. The region's first New Year's baby, Sarah Nicole Cornell Martinez, was born at the Fort St. John Hospital at 12:15 a.m. to Mom Rebecca Cornell and Dad Leonardo Martinez of Fort St. John, weighing in at 5 pounds 14 ounces. Little Sarah is the first for both Rebecca and Leonardo. And making his entrance a little later in the early morning hours, Bentley Burge was born at the Dawson Creek and District Hospital at 1:36 a.m., weighing in at 7 pounds 8 ounces. Baby Bentley, Mom Kaylee, Dad Riley, and big sister Berkeley are all doing great. Congratulations to both families. Dawson Creek RCMP are seeking the public's help following a hit-and-run incident last Friday. Police say around 11 a.m. on December 28th, a light-colored SUV backed into a blue Ford outside the Dawson Creek CIBC, pinning the legs of the elderly driver between the door of her car and the frame and causing injury to both legs. The driver of the SUV assisted the injured driver back into her car and was meant to meet the woman at the Dawson Creek Hospital to exchange information. However, they never showed up. RCMP are looking for the SUV involved in the incident, which is described as a light color SUV with a possible Saskatchewan license plate. There may also be blue paint on the rear bumper as a result of backing into the car. If you have any information about this incident, you're asked to call Dawson Creek RCMP or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477. There's a norovirus outbreak at a Vancouver hospital. Officials have shut down an entire floor of a hospital in the east end of the city because of the virus. So far, 12 patients and 6 staff members have come down with the illness. The Royal Columbian Hospital in New Westminster, BC is still open, but the affected wards will be quarantined at least until Friday. Norovirus causes vomiting and diarrhea and is highly contagious.
You're watching Peace Country Presents on CJDC-TV.
Welcome to Peace Country Presents Peace Profiles. I'm Stacey Robbins. Each week I get to hang out with some of the finest people in the Peace region. Welcome to Peace Country Presents Peace Profiles. I'm Stacey Robbins. Each week I get to introduce you to some of the finest people in the Peace region and take you to some of the finest places. I'm really excited about the show this week because I got to catch up with one of my favorite bands in the Peace. And for my other interview, I didn't have to go too far. We kept it in-house this week. And of course, like always, we'll head to somebody's favorite place in the Peace region in our My Peace segment. First up, these girls don't need an introduction for some people, but I will say this, they're hilarious. I don't think I've ever laughed as hard in an interview, ever. Together, Naomi Shore and Lindsay Pratt are known as Twin Peaks. Up first is Cheryl Peebles, a Fort St. John-based fiber artist, and if that name sounds familiar, that's probably because she called Dawson Creek home for 25 years. This is Cheryl Peebles.
I'm a fiber artist, so that means I hand spin on a wheel, on drop spindles, I weave on a floor loom, on table looms, on tapestry looms. I never thought that I was interested in weaving at all. When I was in Calgary, I studied interior design and I was a painter. I thought I'd be a potter. That's what I thought I was going to be. And I went to ACAD, Alberta College of Art and Design, on a tour one time, and I saw weaving and went, oh my God, I would never weave. Look at all those threads. And I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years later, we ended up living in Dawson Creek, and I started spinning because I couldn't take a baby to a pottery studio. And we lived in the country, and I thought I could have a few sheep and spin my own wool. And so I did, and the person teaching me to spin said, oh, you just won't spin for long. And yeah, a few months later, I had my first loom, and it seems I've been hooked ever since. It just came.
The best way to get that table of people down there happy is to get them talking to each other. I mean, I could stand and perform all day, that's normal, but if they start sharing their stories and agreeing or disagreeing or whatever, that's what makes the afternoon. It's not the food, it's not me, it's them. They just don't know it, you know. It's a good thing. We just have a good time, and if they're having fun, that's the main thing. If they're laughing, I could burn the biscuits, but if they're laughing, then it's going to be okay.
Hope you were able to spot a few of the cameos made by Alan. He's the retreat mascot. He's the little squirrel playing in the tree. Karen told me that he only shows up on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays when the retreat is open to entertain her guests. Coming up after the break, I'll introduce you to a songwriter who I met while she was performing at the Diamond Willow. Stay tuned.